All right, welcome, besties, and welcome home. So, today we are going to walk through something that genuinely changed my entire life: the 22 Universal Laws. So, the story here is I discovered these when I was probably 16 years old. But the mga time na yun, the world was not ready for them yet. But there are only a few seekers of knowledge, of light, na ready for it. And then there I was. I was ready for it. And these are the 22 truths. Okay, katotohanan for me. They became my compass, when nothing else in life made sense. Wala nang sense. So they were my compass, and I am very sure na you will gain something from this. And I hope it inspires you the way it inspires me. So, bestie, these are not just mystical ideas. They are actually fundamental principles that echo, through science, psychology, and spirituality. You can search them on Google. So, by the end of this session, you will not just know them, you will know how to live them. So, bestie, hinga tayo. And let us begin. So let's start with the big picture. What even are these universal laws? They are the unchanging principles that govern how energy, thought, and reality actually work sa mundo natin. And some people may not operate with this, and some people, they think it's woo-woo. Hindi tama yan na pinag-uusapan, hindi para sa akin yan. Well, if this is not for you, then you are not ready for it. So think of it this way, mga besties. Imagine the operating system inside your phone. Hindi mo siya nakikita, walang animation, pero siya yung dahilan kung bakit gumagana lahat. And without it, hindi bubukas ang mga app mo. And the universal laws are something like that. They are the operating system or the OS ng ating mga realidad. It's running quietly underneath everything. Like gravity, hindi mo siya nakikita pero hinihila ka niya pababa whether or not you believe in it. And once you finally see the laws, makikita mo na yung rules ng laro na matagal mo nang nilalaro. So now, saan ba galing tong mga to? Hindi po ito bago, mga besties. Yung mga roots nila, it goes back thousands and thousands of years sa ancient Hermetic philosophy, with one core teaching at the heart of it all: as above, so below. And then, dinala ito ng mga mystics, ng philosophers, ng spiritual traditions across so many cultures, sa India, sa Egypt, sa Greece, sa China, the indigenous wisdom traditions everywhere. Tapos pumasok ito sa modernong panahon through the New Thought movement in the late 1800s. You can Google more or ChatGPT it if you are, if it's something interesting for you. And here is a very beautiful part. The same truths keep showing up everywhere in quantum physics, in modern psychology, in ancient mystic texts. Iba-iba ang wika pero iisa ang karunungan. Pero ano nga ba ang purpose at bakit natin sila pinag-aaralan? Ano ho? The purpose, mga besties, is not to memorize it. The purpose is actually to wake up to it. Right now, most people are sleepwalking through their own lives. Chika mo sa akin kung ikaw to. Because they feel like things just happen to them. Yung traffic, yung sakit, yung rejection, yung heartbreak, yung karma. Lahat parang random na ulan lang na bumabagsak. No, it's not like that. Life is not like that. Remember, bestie, life happens for you or to you, but nevertheless, it's still because of you. And once you truly see these laws, magbabago ang pakiramdam mo. You stop feeling like life is happening to you. Hindi ka magiging parang mapanisin ng kapwa, mapanisin ng ganito. You know that you are causing that ripple effect of your life. And you start realizing you are in a relationship with it. You become an active participant in this game called life. In this life that you designed. Whether aware ka o hindi na you designed it. You still did. And bakit 22, hindi 12? Kasi may kita mo sa Google, sa internet, there are 12 laws. Well, the 22 simply opened the map, a little bit wider. 12 talaga siya, but there are more to it. Mas maraming between, same sky. It's just a fuller picture of how to live in alignment. You remember, right? Body, mind, and soul should be aligned. And the most important question here is, para saan ba to? What's in it for you? So, bestie, when you finish this session and truly absorb these laws, you walk away with these. Number one is clarity in place of confusion. Because finally, life starts to make sense. A sense of, agency over your circumstances, why this is happening, that is happening. Instead of feeling, na parang pinagpapasapasahan ka na lang. Like everything is feeling like it's being tossed around by everything that happens to you. And you will also have better decisions because you finally understand the rules behind them. And you will also have steadier peace. Alam mo yung peace coming from within, not given to you. Steadier peace through the hard seasons because there will be hard seasons in our life. And also because you understand, finally, the rhythm of life. And the tools to consciously shape your reality, hindi yung basta naanod ka na lang ng naanod. That's not life. And for me, this is the very heart of the mind freedom, besties. Because a free mind is also the very first freedom. And it's also my favorite type of freedom. Because the mind will visualize before you execute. See the end in mind. So before we dive into law number 1, one last thing. These are not rules na susundin mo dahil, may magagalit. No. They are truths that you should remember. And they are actually my truths when I was growing up. So these laws found me nang 16 years old. I discovered them nung 16. I was finding my way through life. And then, nung nalaman ko yun, talagang I lived them. Sometimes I lose my way. I stumble and lose my way. And pag naliligaw ako, these are actually the things that made me sane. And here is the mindset I want you to hold on for the whole session. You are not at the mercy of your life. You are in a relationship with it. So we are going to one law at a time, okay? Slowly, medyo matagal to. But you can fast forward it. Take what resonates, okay? Take what resonates right now. So kung may hindi pa tumatama sa'yo ngayon, leave it for later. You can go back to this lesson. This is recorded. It will be there when you are ready. Now, are you ready? Let's go. The laws of connections. Everything is linked. Everything vibrates. We begin where all things begin. In connection. We start where things start. And it is in connection. So mga besties, let's start with the very first law, the law of divine oneness. Picture a spider web, parang yung pinakamaliit na strand ng web, kapag tinapik mo yan, yung isang sulok niyan, kahit gaano kalayo, ramdam ng buong web yung galaw. Imagine it? That is what this universe actually is. It's one huge living web. So the law of divine oneness is saying walang nahihiwalay. Every single thing from the smallest particle of the biggest galaxy, every person you meet, every circumstances, lahat ng pangyayari, every emotion you feel, it's all connected. And that feeling of sometimes being alone, of being separated from everyone, it's actually an illusion. You are woven into everything around you. That's the reason why you feel it. And everything is connected. Every aspect of the universe is intricately connected into one unified whole. From subatomic particles to galaxy, nothing exists in isolation, and what touches one part touches everything. So let me give you something real, hindi lang theory. There's this thing called the Global Consciousness Project. Yung mga researchers, they placed random number generators all over the world. Imagine, machines that should just, spit out random numbers, walang pattern. But here is what they found out.
The Global Consciousness Project started in 1998. The idea was that if really large numbers of people feel the same emotion and think the same thoughts, they create a real consciousness that makes the world different from what it would have been. Whether consciousness and intention and emotions and so forth are stuck inside your head, or if they extend outward as a kind of mind-matter connection.
How does that work?
This is one of two kinds of random number generators. You get ones and zeros at a really high rate of speed. Mathematically, we expect the average to be right in the middle. 50 will be ones, 50 will be zeros. And it really is like an electronic coin flipper.
You flip a coin 100 times and it would be 50-50?
That's right. We do that in 65 locations around the world, continuously, day after day, 24/7 for years.
Counting ones and zeros.
Counting ones and zeros during the great outpourings of emotion in the world. These devices stop producing random data
Give me one, for instance. What's an event you measured?
Events like Princess Diana's funeral, bombings of the embassies in Africa, the tsunami that killed 250,000 people, terrorist attacks of various kinds. We look also at pleasant events like New Year's or religious celebrations. We'll look at the data, and what we find is a change from 50-50 odds to something different from that.
During huge global events like the 9/11, when millions of people felt one single emotion at a time, those machines around the world actually registered a measurable shift. The randomness moved. Our collective feeling left a mark on the physical machines on the other side of the planet. And you have felt this yourself. You walked into a room and then ramdam mo kaagad yung galit ng asawa mo. 'Di ba? Sometimes you go into one room and you don't feel the energy kasi may nag-aaway kahit hindi mo alam kung ano yung pinag-aawayan nila, right? Or pumunta ka ng isang bahay and then parang hindi maganda yung pakiramdam, parang kulob. That's energy because you can feel the energy. That spider web, 'di ba? Sometimes pagpasok mo, alam mong galit na agad yung asawa mo. You even haven't seen their face yet. Pero that is the web vibrating. That is oneness. So how do you actually live this law? It's very simple. Nurture empathy and mindfulness. Pause before you speak. Pause before you act. Feel the bigger web you are part of and ask yourself, anong ripple ba ang ipapadala ko ngayon to the universe and to everybody around me? What ripple am I sending into the world today? And why does this work? Because every word, every action, kahit yung pinakamaliit, naglalakbay yan sa web. And if you choose love, kahit isang sentence lang, if you choose gratitude, if you choose, that loving kindness to everyone around you, sending light, love, joy, vim, vigor, vitality, peace, power, prosperity, light, love, kindness, compassion, it will travel to the people around you. And if you choose anger, ganun din yun. You're shaping, you are shaping the field you live in every single minute you live here. So, what ripple am I sending into the world today? Next is law number 2, law of vibration. Now, this brings us straight to the master key, the law of vibration. And if you really understand this one law, almost every other law will make sense. So, think of it this way. Picture a radio. So, iisa lang yung radio, pero may daan-daang stations. Bakit? Because each station broadcasts on a different frequency. Kung naka-tune in ka sa 90.1, hindi mo maririnig yung 105.5. The signal is in the same air, but it's a different signal. And you are exactly like that, bestie. You are a radio station. Your thoughts, your emotions, hindi lang sila feelings They are actually frequencies and you are constantly broadcasting a signal to the world. And the universe, it works like a radio receiver. It does not respond to what you want. It tunes into what you are broadcasting. So magkalinawan tayo, you don't attract what you want. You attract what you are vibrating. And you live this every single day, even if hindi mo siya ma-name or ma-pinpoint kung ano. If you know Nikola Tesla said it plainly. Gusto mong maintindihan ng universe, isipin mo siya in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Imagine pumasok ka ng isang room right after a huge argument. Wala pang nagsasalita pero ramdam mo na, 'di ba? Ramdam mo na agad yung bigat ng ng hangin, ng air or ng area. Or kabaliktaran, may pumasok na masayang tao na sobrang ganda ng aura and yung sobrang ganda ng energy na binabroadcast niya. May mga pumasok na masayang tao, biglang gumaan yung mood ng buong room. You didn't see it, but you definitely felt it. And I know you will agree with me that there came a time na you felt that too. At one point in your life. Bestie, that is vibration. You are both a receiver and a conductor at the same time. And you absorb the frequency of the rooms you walk into and you emit your own frequency wherever you go. And lahat tayo sabay-sabay, broadcasting and receiving yan. So here is your daily work and it is not optional. You have to raise your frequency on purpose every single morning. Gratitude, sunlight, music, movement, stillness. Pick any. But do not skip this step. Tapos, it's also equally important that you guard your frequency. Pansinin mo kung sino, tao ba yan, or ano, ang nagpapababa ng energy mo. Hindi mo kailangan, makipag-away. You just let them go, lumayo ka lang, even just for a little, you distant yourself. Because there are people that we call energy vampires. Alam mo yung mga tao nakaka-drain. If they are draining your energy, hindi mo sila ka-frequency. Probably you outgrew them already. So why does this matter? Because if vibration is the master key, then your energy is your most valuable asset. Hindi actually yung pera, hindi rin yung followers mo. Yung energy mo. Ito yung energy mo and you need to protect it. Kasi yan ang signal na binabroadcast mo sa buhay mo. So parang pag polluted yung energy mo, ano yung ma-attract mo? Right? So ask yourself, what frequency am I broadcasting right now? And is it the one I want to live in? Check yourself. Okay, third law, the law of correspondence. And there is an ancient line that captures this perfectly. As above, so below. As within, so without. Lalim, no? Teka, explain ko. Okay, explain ko. Now, think of it this way. You can picture a lake on a perfect, still Sunday morning. Walang hangin, tahimik, may mga puno, may mountains, the sky is so blue, and they all reflect on the surface of the water almost perfectly. Yung nasa itaas, lumalabas sa baba. Nagre-reflect siya sa lake. So what do I mean by that? You are exactly like that lake. Your outer life, the relationships, the patterns, the situations na paulit-ulit. Your outer life, the relationships, the patterns, the situations na paulit-ulit kasi hindi ka na natuto. They are the reflection of what lives inside you. So if a difficult pattern keeps appearing on your life, it is not random. It is actually the inner world being shown to you on the surface. Parang ganito yan, sabi nga nila, no? May tinatawag tayong history repeats itself. History is repeating itself kasi hindi ka natututo. Ang buhay, binabatuhan ka ng lessons so you learn from it. Parang ganito. Probably, sinaktan ka ng buhay at one time binato ka ng napakaliit na pebble and then hindi ka natuto, ginawa mo na naman. Alright? Ang mangyayari dyan, babatuhin ka na ng mas malaki. Brick. Pag binato ka, nasaktan ka, pero hindi ka na naman natuto, next time, ang ibabato sa'yo is bisikleta na, masakit na rin yon. Pero pag hindi ka pa rin natuto, next time sasagasaan ka ng sasakyan. At pag walang yan, hindi ka pa rin natuto, truck na ang sasagasa sa'yo. You get me? There are things in life na hindi ka marunong matuto kasi, hindi ka pa ready matuto. Kaya bibigay niya sa'yo yung same na situation so you learn from it until you really learn it, So let us all remember the great Nelson Mandela. 27 years sa kulungan, 27 years. Oh my God, dapat galit na siya dapat dyan. Right? Pero somewhere in that prison, he made an internal shift in himself, inside. He chose to let go of anger and chose to forgive. And yung internal shift na yon, sa isang tao lang, it mirrored itself to the outer world kahit nakakulong siya. Ang nangyari nun is South Africa moved out and moved into democracy and the country reflected that man. And it's the same with you. Yung taong nakatira sa loob mo, yung totoong ikaw, yan din yung nakikita mo sa labas. And kung ayaw mo yung nakikita mo sa labas, you have to change what's internal. The peace you cultivate inside, it's reflecting sa buhay mo papunta sa labas. Now, so when life feels chaotic, here is the move. Huwag mong unahing ayusin lahat sa labas. That is the trap. Look inward first and change your internal dialogue to one of peace. Heal the belief, the wound, the story. Why does this work? Because the mirror cannot change until, the original changes. Pwede bang tumingin ka sa salamin tapos nag-change yung nasa mirror? Ay, matakot ka. Tumakbo ka na, kung ganon. So, the mirror cannot change until the original, changes. You can wipe the lake all day. Pero kung ang puno ay puno pa rin yan na lumalabas sa reflection ng tubig. Puno pa rin yan, bestie. Hindi yan magiging cotton candy or broccoli. You have to heal the inside and the outside slowly, naturally rearranges to match what's inside. So ask yourself, what is my outer life trying to show me about my inner world and how I live my life inside? How am I living my life inside of me? Especially when nobody's looking, because that's how I know that it's the inner world. How I talk to myself, how I treat myself. Ikaw lang makaka-assess nun, bestie. Okay, law number 4 is the law of attraction, and it's actually the superstar, the most famous one, ang pinakakilala, the law of attraction. Pero this is also the most misunderstood law in the whole system. Listen closely. Hindi po ito wishing, ha? When I wish upon a star, no. Hindi po rin ito praying hard enough. So imagine you are a magnet, and a magnet does not attract because it wishes for metal to come. It attracts because of what it is. Tama? Its very nature pulls certain things towards it. And you are exactly the same. You attract not what you want, but what you consistently think and feel and embody, bestie. Yung dominant frequency mo over time, that is what life mirrors back to you. Gets mo? So if you focus on what you lack, you become a magnet for more lack. Lalo kang kinukulang. And actually, that is not punishment. It's just law. It's just a universal law. And you just have to be aware of it. And remember, magnets pull what matches them. And to be honest, we all lived like this. Grabe. Imagine you wake up in a very, very bad mood. We've all been there. Tapos, natapon mo yung kape. Tapos, na-stuck ka sa traffic after. And then, nabuhisit ka sa asawa mo or sa jowa mo. Nag-snap ka. Nasigawan mo. And the whole day just spirals. Naalala mo yung downward spiral? Your mood sets the tone and it attracted more of the same. Nangyari na ba yan sa'yo? Recall mo. Because whatever you focused on, lumalaki siya eh. And whatever you fed, it just grew. So ito pa yung mas malalim dyan. The law of attraction is always working 24/7. It doesn't take a day off. So the question is, never will it work. The question is, what are you feeding it right now? What type of vibration are you feeding it? And whatever you feed it, yan ang sasalubong sa'yo pabalik. So here are the 4 steps. Please memorize these. Number 1 is get crystal clear about what you want. Hindi malabo, specific, parang prompting lang yan. Number 2, generate the emotion of already having it. Feel it now, not later. Feel it. It's all about feeling it. Number 3 is take inspired action. Yung nudge na nararamdaman mo, sundan mo. Sundan mo yung calling mo. And number 4, trust the universe and let go of the outcome. So, Bessie, why does this combination work? Because clarity tells the universe where to deliver. And emotion tunes your frequency to receive, Bestie. Okay? To receive. Action opens the door and letting go removes the desperate grip that, di ba pag desperado ka, kapag hinahanap mo, pag pinipilit mo, binablock siya eh. Binablock siya. Napansin mo yon? So lahat yan nagkakasama yan, nagtutugmaan yan. So ask yourself, am I focused on what I want or am I focused on what I'm afraid of losing? Because bestie, if you're focusing on what you're afraid of losing, you're actually attracting something you don't want. And we don't want that. So awareness is key. Ayan na. So we are now here, the loss of cause. It's actually my favorite. You'll know why. What you set in motion returns. These are laws of action, ownership, and the seeds you plant. The laws of accountability, baby. Now we look at what we set in motion, bestie. It's the laws of cause. So now we enter the second cluster, the laws of cause. And we begin with the law of inspired action. Let me tell you the truth. Most people miss this. Vibrating at a high frequency alone is not enough. Naalala niyo yung downward spiral and upward spiral sa Fearless Method? Think of it this way. Imagine you have the most beautiful seed in your hand. Kunwari seed to. The most amazing tree in the world is sleeping inside that seed. Pero kung hindi mo ito itatanim sa lupa, ano ang mangyayari? Wala. It stays a seed forever. Action is the soil, bestie, and it is the bridge between your dreams and your reality. Intentions alone, no matter how high your frequency, will not create change. It will not. But take note, that is not the same as forced, yung forced na hustle. Because inspired action is actually different. It is that quiet, aligned na, yung nudge na you feel inside and then you actually follow it. Alam mo yung parang, naalala mo yung commercial ni Nescafe, para saan ka bumabangon? What makes you wake up in the morning? Yung parang na-electrify ka, ay, may kailangan kong gumising. That is inspired action. Hindi yung, kailangan ko namang gumising, kailangan ko kasing kumita ng pera. That is not an inspired action. So I am sure a lot of you felt this so many times. You pray for an opening for a big break, tapos bigla kang may urge to, message a particular person or to show up sa isang event or just to send a DM or an email that scares you a little. Bestie, yun na yun. That is this law. Yung nudge na hindi random. Yung nudge, that nudge is the answer to arriving. The universe is actually meeting you halfway. Pero kung inignore mo yun, yung sinabi mo, tsaka na. Naku, bestie. Yung opportunity na yun, lilipas yun, magbabounce yun sa next na tao na may tamang frequency. So the gap between feeling that impulse and taking the action, that tiny gap, yan ang kinakatakutan ng karamihan. And it is exactly where most dreams quietly die. So I implore you to use this tool. If you know Mel Robbins, you can search him on Google or ChatGPT him. He is awesome. So yung instant na you feel na yung aligned yung nudge, yung calling, parang may calling. Count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move. Parang pag na-feel mo, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then move. Nako, bestie, move. You're not a tree. Move before hesitating. Move before hesitation has time to talk to you out of it. Move before hesitation has any time to talk you out of it. Stand up, pick up the phone, send the message, sign up, stop waiting. That is this law. And bestie, why 5 seconds? Because that is roughly the window your brain needs to manufacture excuses. Beat the window and you will bypass the resistance. So bestie, the universe always meets you halfway. Pero ikaw, kailangan mo naman syempreng i-meet siya halfway. Maglakad ka naman papunta sa gitna. Always yan. So ask yourself, what small aligned step am I, being nudged to take and I am avoiding or ignoring it? Tick-tock on the clock. Assess yourself. Ikaw lang makakaalam yan, bestie. And next is the law of perpetual transmutation. Sounds fancy, but this is the law that will save you in your darkest seasons because energy is always transforming. It says energy is never created and it is never destroyed. It only transforms. Higher energy can transform lower energy. So think of it this way. Picture, for example, ice in a glass. Kunyari ito, may ice. Although ubos na siya. So picture ice in a glass, solid, cold, heavy. Then pumunta ka sa labas. Tas mainit. Lalo na ngayon, ang init sa Pilipinas. Uminit. Yung ice magiging water. And then pag sumobrang init, for example, Diyos ko, June, July sa Dubai, naku, yung tubig, mag-evaporate, magiging steam, and it will rise. Same energy, mga besties. Same water. 3 different forms. Ice to water to steam. And this is exactly how, your states work. Like yung mga estado mo sa buhay. Nothing is permanent. Hindi forever mabigat yung season mo. And everything actually is in motion, which means everything can change. Let me tell you what happened to Steve Jobs. In 1997, bumalik si Steve Jobs sa Apple. The company was struggling, halos bankrupt na. Halos lahat ng tao sinusulat na yung obituary ni Apple. Tinitignan na nila yung obituary ng Apple company. But instead of being crushed by all of that negative energy, ginawa niya tong, gasolina. He took the doubt, the fear, the desperation around the company and he transmuted it into focus and nag-innovate siya. Same energy, different form. He transformed it. So what happened there? Ice became steam, besties. And out of that transmutation came the iMac. Kung hindi nag-transmute yung energy, walang transmutation na nangyari, wala po akong Mac Mini ngayon. Wala ko dapat Mac Mini ngayon, yung nagbibigay sa atin ng opportunity to even hold this webinar, this recorded session. Came out of that transmutation, came the iMac, the iPad, the iPod, the iPhone,
I'd like to introduce you.
the iPad. Greatest comeback in business history. Oh my God. So bestie, the energy did not disappear. He just changed its form. And you can do exactly the same thing with the heaviness sitting in your chest right now, if ever. And if you're feeling heavy and this session is actually talking to you, you're in the right place. This is the message of the universe to you. And probably may rason bakit mo ako nakilala and why you have to learn all of this. Find your calling and find your purpose. So, how to abide to this law? So, when you are in a very, very low season, hold on to this. Number 1, stop believing the lie that this is permanent. Nothing is permanent in this life. That is just the form right now. Ice siya ngayon, mamaya tubig siya. Then mamaya hangin na siya. Pero tandaan mo, yung hangin kapag napunta yan sa taas at umulan yan, naging tubig uli, pwede uling maging ice yan. Okay? Number 2, consciously introduce a higher energy. Small, gentle, steady, a walk, probably a song, a conversation with someone who lifts you. You stay there. You stay with that type of energy. Probably a prayer can give you higher energy. One small higher energy input at a time can make a difference. It compounds actually. Why does this work? Because energy is actually the law. Higher always transforms lower. Yan ang patakaran ng mundo natin. You don't need a giant gesture. You just need to keep choosing the next slightly higher input. The ice may slowly become water, but the water slowly rises. So ask yourself, what heavy energy can I consciously redirect into something constructive and effective today? All right, now mga beses, this is the turning point law. This is my favorite law to teach ever since I was 17 probably. The law of cause and effect. I am the cause and everything around me is my effect. If you don't like the effect, you change the cause, which is you. Marami ang tumatawag dito is law of karma. So think of it this way. Imagine you're throwing pebbles into a still pond. Yung walang alon. It's just still. Bawat bato na hinahagis mo gumagawa ng ripples. And the ripples are the effect. And the pebble was the cause. Hindi pwedeng walang ripple. That is just physics. Kung walang ripple yan, it's just not reality. So the law of cause and effects is saying na ganito ang buhay. Okay? Every action, every thought, every decision sends out a wave of energy that returns with the equal reaction. Walang nangyayari by chance, best. Ano po ba ang sabi sa Kung Fu Panda?
It was an accident.
There are no accidents.
Walang aksidente. So this is not punishment actually. This is actually just the law. What happens kapag may law tayo? Wala. It's just here. And here is what changes everything. If your choices are the cause, you are the cause, then your choices are also your power. It can either make you or break you. You are not a victim of your life. Ikaw ang author na nagkakos nito. One example is you should look at Muhammad Yunus. No? He looked at extreme poverty in Bangladesh. And instead of just feeling sad, he planted one compassionate cause. What he did is he founded the Grameen Bank to, give tiny loans to people who had no collateral. Yung mga walang masasangla, pero, kahit walang masasangla, binigyan pa rin niya ng pagkakataon. And bestie, that one cause, that single pebble dropped into that still pond, rippled outward and lifted millions of families out of poverty. The effect was so vast, sobrang laki, it earned him that Nobel Peace Prize. Nakakakilabot. Even while sharing his story, it gives me goosebumps. Nakaka-goosebumps. Because besties, every choice you make today, kahit yung pinakamaliit, it's a pebble. It ripples into your tomorrow, into the lives of the people around you. There is no neutral choice. May ripple lahat. So practice mindful decision-making, bestie. Before every significant choice, you have to pause and ask yourself, anong wave ba ang pinapadala ko ngayon sa mundo? Anong ripple ang nagagawa nito? Plant seeds of integrity, of kindness, of effort, of discipline, and of love and gratitude. And why does this work? Because the law does not skip you. It does not skip anyone, actually. The seeds you plant today, you will meet again as harvest tomorrow. That is not hope. That is the law. So you have to take take note, radical. You have to take radical ownership of every cause you create. Responsibility is exactly what empowers you to craft your own future. So ask yourself, what seeds am I planting right now and what harvest will they bring? Now next, actually, this one is closely tied to cause and effect, and it is called the law of compensation. This is the universal moral balance. So think of it this way. Imagine a giant scale. Yung mga matatandang scales with two trays. Yung mga pantimbang nung ancient times, yung two trays balancing each other. On one tray, what you give to the world, and the other tray, what you receive. So the universe keeps that scale balance. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes the return comes in a currency you didn't expect. Pero balance yan. Eventually, the return may not be that instant. Pero it is certain na babalik yan. You will pay the bill. Yan yung sinasabi nilang you reap what you sow. Let's take J.K. Rowling, for example, the author of the famous Harry Potter. She gave away so much of her wealth to charity that she fell off the billionaire list. Imagine that. Iniwan niya yung billionaire status niya. Deliberately. But the universe compensated her in a completely different currency. It's actually the profound global respect. The love of millions and millions of fans. Kahit ako, pumunta ako ng London and Scotland just to see where she wrote Harry Potter nung naghihirap siya. The fulfillment of knowing she changed the lives of generations of children who learned to love reading because of her. Including me. Lahat yun natapos ko, yung Harry Potter series niya. Alam mo yung pera bumaba man, pero yung totoong kayamanan tumaas because the scale balanced, mga besties. Just not the currency she gave. Often the return is richer than the giving. So give more than you take, always, even when no one is watching. You have to magbuhos ka ng real generous value into your work. Like what I'm doing here sa AI Empowered Club. Also into your family, into your community, and do not obsess over the immediate literal dollar for dollar return. Babalik at babalik yan, darating at darating yan. So why does it work? Because the scale is real, the balance of life. The universe is actually keeping track. It's taking its notes, even when you can't see it. Yung sinusukli, hindi laging sa anyo ng eksaktong naabot mo, pero darating siya. In the form you actually needed, often richer than what you gave. So trust the law to balance the books. If meron ng loko sa'yo, trust the law of the universe to balance the books. Trust God na He will balance the books. He will balance that scale. Now ask yourself, am I giving value worthy of the return I hope to receive? Right? Am I giving value worthy of the return I hope to receive? Nagbibigay ba ako katulad ng gusto kong matanggap? Think about it. Next is law of balance. Life moves in opposites and cycles, and these laws teach you to flow instead of fighting it. Life moves in opposites and in cycles. Now let us learn to flow. So besties, we now enter the laws of balance, and the first is law of relativity. This law teaches us na walang bagay na umiiral sa isolation. Okay? The value of any experience depends on entirely sa perspective. Yung happiness mo, yung lungkot mo, the pain you feel, they only have their size. Lumalaki siya or lumiliit when you compare them to something else. So think of it this way. Try mong magdala ng isang baso ng water. Sa unang minuto, it's very light. Pero subukan mong hawakan yung baso for 1 whole hour. Nakaganyan ka lang. Bibigat din siya, di ba? Actually, this is just milk tea. Milk tea pa rin siya. Ganun pa rin. Wala naman nagbago dun eh. In 1 hour, milk tea pa rin siya. But ang nagbago rito actually is yung perspective mo. How you see it. The context ng paghawak. Ganon din ang buhay, bestie. Same situations, different lenses. Completely different weights. So nothing is good or bad. Walang tama o mali. Nakadepende lang yun kung saan mo kino-compare. Now, okay, picture two people, mga besties. Let's look at it in real life. First person, naka-luxury yacht. The sun is setting, the water is gorgeous. Pero siya, miserable. Marami akong kilalang ganyan. Ask me why. Kasi nakita niyang mas malaki ang yate ng kaibigan niya. Right? Second person, walang kapera-pera. He is watching the sunrise from a bench. Gumising siya ng 4 a.m. Nag-meditate siya. Pero punong-puno siya ng gratitude, ng pag-asa. Nagpapasalamat siya kasi na-schedule siya ng job interview. Ang tagal niyang walang trabaho at ang tagal niyang walang makain. Kaya pasalamat siya sa job interview na yun. At gustong-gusto niya yung trabaho niya. Sana makuha niya. Bessie, we are in the same world, same sky. We have the same sun. We breathe the same air. Magkasalungat na karanasan. Our joys and sorrows gain their size only when we compare, and nothing changes but the lens and your perspective. Think about that. So you have to cultivate a daily gratitude practice. That is actually your weapon against yung ganung klaseng lente, katulad nung kanina. Yung mag-compare. Every single day, even just for 1 minute, you have to name 3 things that you are grateful for. It does not matter how small. It resets your perspective and lets you finally see your relative abundance. And when a problem feels, parang ang laki, it's crushing you, deliberately choose a frame that empowers you, bestie. Choose the perspective that empowers you. Does this work? Because the situation is not the problem. Yung perspective mo ang problema. Change the lens, change the perspective, and the same situation becomes survivable. Now ask yourself, is this problem truly as big as it feels, or is it the perspective or lens that I'm using to see the problem? Because sometimes a problem is not a problem, it's just a situation to bring us to our next level. Think about it. And so, bestie, the next law is polarity. Lahat sa mundo may katapat. Pero bestie, this is actually the key. Those opposites are simply 2 extremes in the same spectrum. Think of it this way. Hot and cold, besties, are they opposites? Yes. Sa pakiramdam, yes. Oo. But in reality, hot and cold are the same thing. They are temperatures, just at different degrees on one line. Same with fear and courage. Same with failure and success. Same with despair and hope. They are not enemies fighting each other. They are 2 ends of one rope, and you are at one end. And the other end is by definition also within your reach. So kung alam mo yung yin and yang, actually the yin and yang energy captures this very perfectly, the law of polarity. Yung black and white na symbol with the small dot of each living inside the other, kahit sa pinakamadilim may onting liwanag, kahit sa pinakamaliwanag may konting dilim. Now look at Alexander Fleming. He left a petri dish dirty by accident. From the outside, that was a clear failure. Sloppy science, sloppy scientists. You don't do that. But that exact failure, bestie, became the discovery of penicillin. Medicine that has saved countries millions of lives. Pero that exact failure became the discovery of penicillin. A medicine that has saved countless millions of lives, mga besties. So the failure and the breakthrough were the same event. Tinignan lang from 2 ends of a spectrum. And that is true for so many things in your life right now. Remember na yung opposite ng nararamdaman mo, it sits on the very same line and it is within reach. You can consciously slide along that spectrum and take it. From fear, you can slide onto faith. From doubt, you can slide toward trust. From despair toward even just a flicker of hope. So paano to nagwo-work? Because they are not different rooms, besties. They are not separate countries. They are degrees on the same line you are already standing on. And the opposite of what you are feeling is actually closer than you think. So ask yourself, what is the opposite of what I'm feeling and how do I move towards it? Next is law of rhythm, and bestie, this is one of the most healing laws to truly accept. You know, life is not a straight line. It is a cyclical journey with a natural, flow, rhythm. And think of it this way. Picture the ocean, yung alon. Nakapunta ka na ba ng La Union? They come and go. But sa La Union, medyo nakakamatay yung alon doon. Grabe. But, pumapasok, lumalabas, pumapasok, lumalabas. Walang isang oras na walang galaw yon. That movement is the ebb and flow. That's the rhythm. You and your life work the same way. The highs and the lows, the expansion and rest. Seasons of growth and seasons of quiet. And here is the comfort. The part I wish someone had told me earlier. Yung down cycle. That's not failure. Rhythm lang yon. Parang alon. Right? Parang alon. Look at any natural rhythm, besties. The sleepwalk cycle, the tides, the seasons, even the markets, the economy going up and down, up and down, up and down. It's a universal law. Wala sa kalikasan ang lumalaki in a straight line forever. Walang sino man. Winter is not the death of a tree. Mukhang patay, yes, pero hindi namamatay yan. Winter is the resting period that makes spring possible. The tree is pulling all its energy down to its roots, getting ready for the next bloom. So kapag ikaw ay nasa winter season, hindi ka failure. You are growing your roots. Like sabi nga nila, alam ba yung bamboo principle? Lahat ng plants, pag tinanim mo, lalo na munggo, pag nagtanim ka ng munggo, 1-2 araw, meron ka ng toge. But the bamboo, hindi yan nag-grow basta-basta. It takes 5 years. You may not see it grow as tall, as you want it to be, but hindi mo kasi nakikita na it's growing roots sa ilalim. That's actually the bamboo principle. But after 5 years, kapag nahinog na siya, naging ready na siya, sobrang taas ng pag-grow, tuloy-tuloy. And once you grew the roots, you will shoot up high in the sky. So, bestie, honor the season you are in. If you are in a high season, ride it. But do not cling to it. Kasi alam mo na lilipas din ito. And if you are in a low season, rest in it and do not panic. Kasi alam mong may darating na susunod. So why does this work? Because rhythm is law, bestie. Trying to make your life one endless summer is fighting reality itself. Pero kapag tinanggap mo na may seasons ang buhay, lalakad ka kasama ng buhay, hindi laban dito. You will walk with it. Life will start happening for you instead of to you. So ask yourself, what season am I in and how do I honor it instead of fighting it? Next law is law of gender. The last of the balance laws, mga besties. The law of gender. Pero hindi po ito yung tinutukoy sa gender per se. It is bigger than that. Think of it this way. Picture a bird. So think of it this way. Picture a bird. So think of it this way. Picture a bird. Para makalipad ang ibon, kailangan ng 2 pakpak. Hindi pwedeng isang pakpak lang yan. Dapat 2 working together para umangat siya. This is exactly how creation works. Everything possesses 2 creative energies, balancing each other out. The masculine energy is the logic, the ambition, the action, the doing. And the feminine energy is actually the intuition, the nurturing, the creativity, and the being. And these live in everyone, regardless of gender. You have both wings, besties. Creation needs both. Marie Curie, for example, she combined the masculine, yung rigorous logic at relentless analytical discipline. And then minix niya yun with feminine, yung deep intuition about, where the truth was hiding in her experiments. And she did not pick one wing. She used both, spread her wings and fly. And that union led to the discoveries that, reshaped the world of science. Grabe, Marie Curie, 2 Nobel Prizes, 1 for physics, 1 for chemistry. Diyos me, until today, walang ibang tao naka-achieve nun in 2 different parts of science. 2 wings, besties, not 1. So balance both within you every single day. You can pair decisive action with, patient intuition, both the masculine and the feminine energy. Balance logic with the gut feeling. Balance ambition with rest. Balance doing with the beingness. Because if you're always pushing, Diyos ko po, you have to pause. Magpahinga ka, magkape ka, you listen, you be still. If you're always feeling and never moving, take one step, just one. Hindi kasi pwedeng yung extremes eh. You have to balance both. So, Bessie, why does this work? Because a bird with one strong wing cannot fly. It only circles. Hindi puro hustle, bestie. There is a real power as well in stillness and in receptivity too. So ask yourself, am I honoring both my doing and my being, or am I living only in one? Think about it. Next law, coming home to your truest self, the purpose, the flow, the faith, and the light. And now the longest journey home is aligning with your truest self. So besties, we arrive at the longer cluster, the laws of alignment, coming home to your truest self. And the first law is the law of pure potentiality. Beneath your roles, your labels, yung past mo, lahat na nangyari sa'yo, there is a quiet field of pure potential. You are not your history. You are not the names other people gave you. And at your core, you are possibility itself. Di ba nga ang word impossible, it also means I am possible. So think of it this way. Picture an acorn. Okay, an acorn. One tiny hard acorn na pwede mong hawakan sa kamay mo. And inside that one little tiny acorn, sleeping silently is a giant oak tree. The branches, the leaves, the decades of growth, lahat nandun. Walang isang sangkap ang kulang. It's just sleeping. Sleeping giant, ika nga. The acorn does not need to become something else to grow. It already has everything inside it to become that big tree. It only needs the right conditions, and you are exactly the same. Bilang tao. Your truest self is infinite possibility. So, bestie, think of all the labels you have been handed sa buhay mo. Mahina ka sa math, hindi ka maganda magsalita, ang taba mo, wala kang creativity, hindi ka naman talaga magaling, hindi ka nakatapos. Hindi ka pang negosyo, wag ka na mangarap, ang pangit mo, wala ka mararating. Wala ka mararating dyan sa ginagawa mo, nananaginip ka. Diyos ko po, all those names other people have on you, kahit yung mga nagmamahal sa'yo at some point, yung mga yan, besties, hindi yan totoo. Okay? Hindi yan totoo. Hindi yan ang totoo mong sarili. Yan lang yung nakikita ng iba sa'yo. Yan yung projection nila sa'yo. Sa isang sandali at sa isang konteksto. Doesn't even matter. Make it make sense. But inside you, that's the true potential. Parang oak tree. Right? Parang yung oak tree kanina. Isa kang oak tree na natutulog sa loob ng acorn. Nothing is missing in you. The conditions just haven't lined up for it yet. It's just may gestation period ya. It's just that may gestation period. It just takes a matter of time and effort. Time and effort na lang ang inaantay for you to become an oak tree. So believe in yourself. Believe in this universal law. So how to abide? Please, spend time in stillness every day, even for just 5 minutes. Meditate. Sit. Breathe. Magpahinga ka sa lahat ng ingay sa labas at sa mga labels at expectations sa'yo ng tao. So you can reconnect with the silent self. So you can reconnect with the silent self that has no fixed limits, no label, no past, no excuses. And sometimes you have to listen to your own voice, and you will be able to listen to that voice kapag tahimik lahat. Listen to your own voice and drown the voices of the other people na hindi mo naman talaga kailangan. You only need your voice. That's what matters. So why does this work? Because of that silent field. Hindi mula sa mga labels mo. That is where genuine new possibilities open for you. Hindi mo ma-access yung oak tree na natutulog kung patuloy ka nakafocus dun sa shell ng acorn. Get out of there and do cool things. Sit with what is underneath. That is where you truly live. So ask yourself, who am I beneath all of the labels and the stories other people have about me? Who am I really? Next law, law 14, is the law of giving and receiving. The universe sustains itself through circulation, through flow. So think of it this way. Picture your own breath. Para mabuhay ka, kailangan mong huminga, papasok at palabas. Pag papasok lahat yan, Diyos ko po, patay. Inhale and exhale. Hindi pwedeng puro one direction lang. Subukan mo lang yung puro inhale, magkakaproblema ka in seconds. Subukan mo lang ng puro exhale, same thing. Deads. Because life depends on both motions. Inhale, exhale, receive, and give. Giving and receiving are exactly the same. They are the inhale and the exhale of an abundant life. And a flow that is blocked in either direction will, it will eventually stop both. Now, mga besties, this is where so many of us get stuck. May mga taong puro give, give, give. Hindi marunong tumanggap. Pag may nag-compliment, uy, ang ganda-ganda naman ng suot mo. Naku, hindi niya alam kung paano magre-reply. Pag may nag-offer ng tulong, okay lang ako, kaya ko pa, kaya ko to. Pag may regalo, awkward na awkward to receive. Come on. That is a blocked exhale. Yung air ng abundance hindi makapasok pabalik. And there are people on the other side, puro take, hindi nagbibigay. That is the opposite block. Both stop the circulation, bestie. And the breath of an abundant life is both. There's no other way. So how to abide with this law? Give generously, bestie, of your time, your energy, your love, your money where you can, your encouragement, your skills. Yung mga alam mo, hindi yan nandito para mabulok yan. It's meant to be shared. But equally important, besties, practice receiving without guilt. Because when someone gives you a compliment, say thank you. You are it. Yes, you are. Period. Huwag mong i-deflect. When someone offers help, say yes. When a blessing arrives, accept it wholeheartedly with gratitude. Why does this work, bestie? Because by receiving, you complete the loop for the giver too. Tinatanggap mo yung gift mo. You let them have the joy of giving. Both sides are honored. So, hindi humbleness yung ginagawa mo, pagdadamot. Sinisira mo yung sirkulasyon ng abundance. So, bestie, keep both doors open. Both motions. So, the circulation never stops. So, bestie, ask yourself, am I letting myself receive as freely as I give? Think about it. So now this is where so many people quietly sabotage their own dreams. Oh my God, the law of detachment. Hindi ito tungkol sa hindi pagmamalasakit. It is not. Marami rin na nagkakamali dito. Think of it this way. Imagine you're holding a bird in your hand. Kunwari na lang may bird. If your grip is too tight, you will crush it. It will not breathe. It cannot live. But if you don't hold it at all, hinayaan mo siyang lumipad and to be free sa next wind. Bestie, the art is to hold it gently. Yung may space pa. The bird stays kahit pwede siyang lumipad anytime. That is detachment. You set a clear intention, you care deeply. Pero you release your stranglehold on how and when it must arrive. Desperation broadcasts what? Lack. And yung pagiging kalmado, the calm trust broadcasts sufficiency and security. Parang ito yung nakikita nyo sa Facebook or sa Instagram, diba? When you love a flower, you appreciate it. You don't pick it up. Because if you pick it, it dies. But if you adore it, you love it, and you just, you appreciate it and not pick it, hindi mo siya pipitasin, it will live. It will flourish. Now, how to abide in this law? Naranasan mo na bang kalimutan ang pangalan ng isang tao? Parang you are sure you know it, nasa dulo ng dila mo, but the harder you grasp for it, the deeper it hides. Tapos walang yan, nakaka-frustrate yun, nakakahiya na. Tapos, nagiging sobrang desperate ka to know the name, the answer, and then it just flies away. Then, eventually, you let go. You move on, mag-iisip ka na lang ng iba, then 5 minutes later, biglang lalapagan ka, biglang susulpot na mag-isa yung pangalan. Gaya ng yung parang may dumalaw na, parang may biglang bumukas sa pinto, dumalaw na lang. Kasi manifesting works exactly the same way. Your tight grip, your desperation is often the very thing blocking the door and the blessings. The gift was always going to come. The grasping just kept blocking it. So here is the practice. Set your intention with full clarity. Speak it, write it, feel it. Tapos consciously loosen your grip on the timeline. Loosen your grip on the method. Loosen your grip on how the universe is supposed to deliver it. Do your part and trust in it. So why does this work? Because the universe, bestie, is far more creative than you about pathways and timing. It knows the way. So pag kumapit ka ng ganung kahigpit, you are You are limiting it to the only routes you can imagine. So, bestie, hawakan mo yung pangarap mo with open hands. Hindi clenched fists, open hands. Then watch what arrives. So ask yourself, where am I gripping so tightly that I'm blocking what I want? What's for you is for you, bestie. Now, the next is law of dharma. Now, this is the law of purpose, and you are here for a reason. The exact spot where they overlap, that's your dharma. Think of it this way. Imagine a key, susi. Every key in the world has a specific shape, may ridges, to be able to open a certain door, may grooves. Walang dalawang key ang exactly the same sa mundong to. And kahit gaano kaganda yung key, useless yun without the matching lock. So bestie, you carry a key that only you have. Your specific blend of experiences, lived experiences, talents, pain, the love, the story, and somewhere out there in this world, may lock na nag-aantay lang ng shape ng key mo, and that lock is your dharma. I'm not sure if you know Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl survived the Nazi concentration camps. One of the most brutal experiences in human history. I can't even fathom or imagine how must that be. So he made an observation that became his life's work. If you've read his book, you will know. Those who found a why to live, besties, could endure almost anyhow. Lagi ko nga sinasabi, di ba? The deeper the why, the easier the how. So inuulit ko, those who found a why, their deepest why to live, could endure almost anyhow. They survived not because they were physically strongest, but because they had a purpose pulling them forward. And for Viktor Frankl, it was the dream of one day sharing his work with the world and being reunited with his wife. That's his dharma. Yun actually ang nag-save sa kanya even in his darkest times na 4 na araw siyang hindi kumakain. The purpose he discovered is not luxury, besties. It is what keeps a human being alive. Now, how do we abide in this law? Ask yourself the right question. Hindi yung anong kukunin ko sa mundong to. Tanungin mo, bestie, anong meron ako na pwede kong i-share sa mundong to? Anong gifts and talents ko na masishare ko sa mundong to? Use your specific talents, your specific stories. Use your specific talents, your specific story, your specific gifts in service of something larger than yourself. Serve people. Help people. Make this world a better place than you found it. Why does this matter? Because the deepest fulfillment available to a human being does not come from what you receive, bestie. It comes from the moment you use your specific key to open a specific lock that only you can open. From the moment you give a gift that only you can give. Now that is the Dharma. And it is calling you. Now, are you gonna answer? Now sit with this and ask yourself, what is the gift only I can give? And am I giving it? Next law is law of least effort, besties. Nature creates without strain. Next law is the law of least effort, besties. Nature creates without strain. Align and life flows with less resistance. Think of it this way. Have you ever seen a flower trying really so hard to bloom? Nakakapagod bang panoorin yon? No, the flower does not push, it does not strain, it just blooms, it just opens naturally in its own time. That is the energy of least effort, bestie. Hindi siya katamaran, hindi rin siya inaction. It is what you call alignment, where the path is supported by nature itself, and that is the law. So when you align to your true purpose and stop resisting what is, life stops feeling like a tug of war. Parang you're at war with life. It should start feeling like a flow. Ease and flow ba? Ease and flow. It should feel like a flow. Now think of water, besties. Water flowing in a river. Hindi nito nilalabanan yung bato sa daanan niya. It does not push against it. Head on. It simply flows around it quietly and patiently. And over time, yung malambot and flowy and fluid na tubig, inuukit nito yung pinakamatigas na bato. Yung Grand Canyon, ginawa ng water yan that just kept flowing. No force, walang struggle. Hindi naman water ang nag-decide na, lalabanan ko tong batong to. May ganun ba? No, umiwas lang siya but kept moving. It just kept moving and then nagkaroon pa rin siya ng impact. The river reaches the sea not by forcing it, but by yielding intelligently. Power without strain. That's yours too, bestie, if you let it be. So stop forcing what is not meant for you. Accept what is and take responsibility instead of assigning the blame. Yung blame ka siya kasi, ito kasi, yan kasi. Choose the path of least resistance toward your real purpose, bestie. Hindi yung, oy, don't misunderstand me, yung least resistance, hindi yung mag-e-effort ka na, yung tatamarin ka na. No, may difference yun. Why does this work? Because struggle is often a signal that you are pushing against the current of your real life, yung flow, yung rhythm. And may part ng buhay mo na hindi para sa'yo, tapos lumalaban ka pa rin. Lumipat ka, lumiko ka like the water around that stone. And like the Grand Canyon, baka you might also make the most marvelous things in the world. It's one of the wonders of the world. Yung mga bagay na talagang para sa'yo, may natural flow yan. Believe in it. Trust in it. Hindi mo na kailangan lumaban every step. So ask yourself, where am I straining against the current instead of flowing with it? Think about it. Next is the law of intention and desire. Your intentions carry creative power, besties. Think of it this way. Imagine you walk into a GPS app. Waze. Di ba? Sino rito may Waze? Ako, I love it. You know? And you just type, I wanna go somewhere nice. Anong ipapakita niya sa'yo? Of course, wala. Hindi gumagana ang GPS sa malabong destinasyon. Mali naman yung prompting mo eh. Right? But if you type the exact address, the exact pin, you get a complete route. And yung fastest way na step-by-step sang kaliliko, sang kadediretso, kung may toll ba or wala, may babayaran ka ba or wala. Remember, a clear specific intention is exactly like that. It is a seed planted into the field of possibilities with a specific destination encoded inside. Naka-encode na yun. Yung malabong wish, it scatters the energy. But clarity, on the other hand, gathers your energy and aims at it. Head on. Kasi if you say, gusto kong maging masaya, o tapos, what's concrete there? Happy? How? With whom? Doing what? Living where? Because the universe does not know how to deliver happy as a generic package, bestie. Wala siyang address. Now there is a route. Now there is something to organize around because, di ba lagi ko nga sinasabi, being fast without a clear direction will do you no good because you're going nowhere fast. The universe responds to specifics always. Now, get specific about what you truly want, bestie. Painfully specific. Painfully. You have to write it down because if nasa hangin lang siya, it's nothing. Sabihin mo ng malinaw, out loud, in detail, the amount, the shape, the feeling, yung lasa, yung amoy, the feeling, the people, the when, the where, the how. Then plant that precise intention like a seed in soil. Tapos release it. Trust the field to organize the details if hindi mo pa nakikita. Why does this work? Because you can't be delivered to a destination you have not named. Para kang nilagay sa DHL box tapos walang address to deliver. Ano yung return to sender, RTS? Walang map app sa mundo. And kapag tinanong ka, anong pangarap mo? I want my life to be happy and I wanna go somewhere nice. Nako, bestie, patay tayo dyan. Pangalanan mo ang gusto mo. So you have to ask yourself, is my intention crystal clear or am I sending a blurry signal? Think about it. Next law is the law of wisdom. Information is everywhere, but wisdom is very rare. Think of it this way. Imagine you're reading every book ever written about swimming. Kunyari, swimming. Walang kulang pure information, encyclopedia level. Tapos, ihuhulog kita sa malalim na tubig. Tanong, marunong ka bang lumangoy? Hindi pa, di ba? Because you're just reading about swimming, not actually swimming. Gets mo? And that is the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Because knowledge is what you can recite. Wisdom is what you can do. Because you have actually lived through it. Wisdom is knowledge that has been walked through, tested, na battle test na, scarred, and integrated into who you are. Knowing about something is not the same as becoming it. So how do we abide in real life? Kahit sino pwede magbasa ng ilang daang libro about courage, about katapangan. Lahat ng book about bravery, nabasa lahat, the quotes, the principles, examples, lahat ng pwedeng idolohin, lahat na intindihan naman niya. Pero only the person who actually acted in spite of their fear truly knows what courage really means. And in that moment of doing it, In that one trembling step, the lesson moved from head into the bones. Nanuot sa subcranium mo, nanuot sa bones mo. And that, bestie, is when it became wisdom. Karaniwan, hindi ka nagiging wise sa mga librong binabasa mo or sa mga course na ine-enrollan mo. Magiging wise ka sa mga librong isinabuhay mo, sa mga wisdom, sa mga natutunan mo na ginawa mo. Hindi yung mga natutunan mo na nabulok lang dito. So please, don't just collect teachings. Kasama na to sa 22 laws na to. Live them. Test them in your actual life. Reflect honestly on your experiences and let them refine you. Practice one law fully before rushing into the next. Why does this matter? Because 100 laws understood but hindi mo sinasabuhay will never change you. But one law, truly walked, integrated, embodied, can transform your entire life. Pumili ka ng 3, isabuhay mo, tapos balikan natin ulit yung 11. I'm talking about the 22. It's meant to be shared and transferred. That's a circulation of abundance. Next is the law of grace. And this one is medicine for so many of us. Magkaintindihan tayo, not everything must be earned through struggle. Not everything must be earned through struggle. Hindi lahat ng magandang bagay sa buhay mo kailangan mong pagdusahan para makuha. Sino ba nagsabi sa'yo niyan? Sino? Sino nagsabi sa'yo niyan? Pakita mo. Think of it this way. Picture out a beach. The wave does not work hard to come to the shore. Yung alon, nagpapakahirap ba siya para mapunta sa shore? No, it does not strain. It just does. It does not earn it. It just arrives. Because that is nature. The shore does not have to qualify for the wave. It just does it. The shore does not qualify for the wave. Grace is exactly that wave. It is the unearned gift. The blessing that arrives simply because you stayed open enough to receive it. It is the antidote to that quiet belief many of us carry. Ang dami nating paniniwala dyan that we have to suffer enough to be worthy of good things. Come on, you are worthy of all the best things in life. Who told you na hindi? You can receive beyond what you earned. That is grace. So how do we abide in real life? Isipin mo yung unexpected help na dumating exactly at the moment of your need. Have you experienced that? I think all of us will agree. Yung pagkakataon na nagulat ka kung paano ka nabigyan. Yung kabaitan ng isang stranger na hindi mo ina-expect yung kapalit. Yung pinto na bumukas ng mag-isa ng walang pagsipa ng iba. Yung support na hindi mo inask pero dumating pa rin. Hindi yan dumating kasi, you are bleeding for it. Hindi yan dumating kasi nakapasa ka ng isang test ng pagdudusa. No. Dumating yan kasi hinayaan mong pumasok. That's it. So release that belief of worthiness. That worthiness requires suffering. Soften up and open your hands. Open your heart. Practice allowing a gift na hindi mo kinailangan pagdusahan para matanggap. Come on. Receive the compliment. Receive the help. Please receive that rest. Receive the love without guilt. And without flinching and without hesitation, bestie. Why does it work? So why does this work? Because grace is real. The wave is coming whether or not you are qualified for it. Sabi ko nga, di ba, doon sa Fearless Method, you were called before you were qualified. Pero pag sinasabi mo lagi, naku, hindi pa ako worthy, naku, nilalayuan mo siya ng iyong mga sariling mga kamay. Hayaan mo siyang pumasok. Sometimes, the blessing arrives simply because you're allowing it. Now ask yourself, where can I let go of struggle and simply allow grace in? So besties, next law is law of faith. This is the law that will carry you through the dark seasons kapag naramdaman mo na parang lahat ng ibang law ay tahimik na. This is the law of faith. And let me say this clearly, faith is not blind. It is not pretending. It is also not denial. Think of it this way. Picture a seed. You plant it in a soil, then pagkatapos, wala, tahimik. For days, for weeks, walang nakikita sa surface. Kung titignan mo yung lupa, mukhang walang nangyayari. Mukhang patay yung seed mo. And you begin to wonder, oh my God, parang mali ata yung pagtatanim ko, hindi ata to para sa akin. But sa ilalim in the dark soil, where you cannot see, the seed is doing the most important work. It's sending down roots. It is growing in silence before it will ever break through the light. And faith is what keeps you planting while the soil looks like nothing is happening. You know Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before the light bulb worked. Thousands. Actually, 10,000. It's 10,000, hindi 10,000. Imagine the pressure and imagine the doubt of the people around him. And he reframed it with pure faith. He said, sabi niya, I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways it won't work as a light bulb. Because definitely, each failed experiment was not a failure to him. It was a root being sent down the soil. Inugatan siya. He kept planting it in the dark, trusting a harvest he could not see yet. Until one day, the light finally came on. Literally. Ping! So yung season mo na pakiramdam mo parang wala nangyayari, bestie, that may be the season when your deepest roots are forming and it's preparing you. I call that the gestation period. Tandaan mo, sa pagbubuntis, hindi pwedeng 8 months, hindi pwedeng 10 months. It's 9 months. Yun ang gestation period. A period na may proseso lahat ng bagay. Now, how to abide with this law? When the path is unclear and the results are not yet there, keep walking anyway. Act on what your heart knows before your eyes can confirm it. Yan ang faith, di ba? Walk by faith, not by sight, ika nga. Keep planting in the dark and keep showing up for the dream nobody else can see but you. Why does this work? Because the growth is the law. The seed does not need to see the sun to grow toward it. Ang kailangan lang niya is time and a little effort for that quiet work in the dark, which is underneath. Nag-uugat, bestie. Inuugat. So ngayon, tanongin mo sarili mo, inuugat ka na ba? Then good, if yes. Trust the unseen. Trust the process. Everybody has a process. Everything has a process. The gestation period, like I've told you. Search it. Google it. Yan actually ang sandata mo sa mga panahong tahimik ang langit. Yung akala mong kinalimutan ka na ng Diyos. Ask yourself, can I trust the unseen and keep going before the proof arrives? Go trust it. Now, besties, we arrive at the final law, the heart of this whole journey, the law of honoring. Bestie, wisdom is not meant to be hoarded. Yung mga katotohanan that carried you through the darkest seasons, hindi sila binigay sa'yo. Para sarilihin mo lang, bestie. What saved you is meant to be shared. Think of it this way. Picture a candle in a dark room. Yung apoy ng kandila mo, kapag dinikit mo sa isa pang kandila, di ba nagbibigay ka ng apoy? Lumiwanag din yung pangalawa. Pero yung sa'yo, hindi naman nababawasan. Yung liwanag mo, hindi naman nababawasan if you light other candles. Walang nawala sa'yo, bestie, nung nagbigay ka ng apoy. That is how truth, light, and wisdom move in this world. The laws that saved you were given to you so that one day, bestie, when someone else is lost in the dark, you can actually lean over with the candle still burning and light theirs. Give your flame. Give the flame. Pay it forward. And that is also the reason why I'm doing this 22 laws and probably post it somewhere public, not just here in the club. Because this knowledge is meant to be shared. Now, how do we do this in real life? Every great teacher, bestie, was first a student. Someone who has lost their way. Someone who survived something. And they emerged greater than ever. They chose to turn back and reach the hand of the next person to help them. This is how light has always traveled through human history, even way before we were born. Person to person, seeker to seeker, candle to candle, one honored truth at a time. Besties, the very laws that saved me nung 16 ako, yung mga sumalo sa akin nung wala nang humahawak sa akin, sila na rin ngayon ang regalong inaabot ko sa iyo ngayon with this video. The fire of my candle. My candle's flame. Dinidikit ko yung kandila mo sa akin ngayon with the session that I'm doing right now. Now, how to abide with this law? Give thanks. Honor the truths that guided you. Pangalanan mo sila sa puso mo and share them with other people. Tapos, when the time is right, ipasa mo. Pay it forward. Become, for someone still searching in the dark, become that light that someone wants for you. Why does this work? Why does this matter? Because the laws are not just survival tools. They are inheritance. They are how humans, generation per generation, find their way home to themselves. You were not given this light to keep. You were given it to pass it on. That's the reason why I'm passing it on. Now ask yourself, What wisdom am I being called to honor and pass on? Okay, bestie, we have walked through all the 22 laws and I know, sobrang dami, medyo nahabaan din ako, but hear me clearly. Huwag mong susubukang i-master lahat ng 22 ng sabay-sabay. That is not how this works. Number 1, choose 3 laws that spoke to you most today. Number 1 is choose 3 laws that spoke to you today. You know, tatlo lang. Yung mga tumama talaga, bestie, yung pakiramdam mong parang sa'yo lang binigkas, yung parang kausap kita ngayon, and then parang tamang-tama ka. Yun yung panimula mo. Number 2 is live with them. For the coming weeks, pansinin mo kung asan sila lumalabas sa buhay mo. And also be aware and pansinin mo rin that they were always there, always been there, always have been. Number 3 is practice the daily rhythm. Awareness, alignment, the allowing. The give and receiving. The giving and receiving. Notice your energy and align your actions. And then release the outcome. 3 laws, 3 habits, that is more than enough to change a life. And eventually, if you change a life, you change the world. So besties, I want to leave you with the truth that has carried me through everything. I may stumble and I may lose my way, but I always find my way back to the light. And these 22 universal laws that guided my life, they held me when I had nothing else to hold on. And now they are yours. And I hope you let them become your compass too. And don't forget to pass it on. See you next time.